me. Commit to that sit. Get that butt down. Dakota, thank you. Tuli, no. So help me. You're not going out this door till you be calm. Or pretend to be calm at least. I got all day. Nope. So instead of just using obedience, which clearly only works for a half a second, whenever you notice that that's happening with your dog, sit, pop up, down, pop up, and they do it, but then they pop up again. Stop asking for obedience and instead just say no for what you don't want. So she can't go back into the kitchen and she can't go towards Dakota. She can't go towards me. She has to stand there till she makes a good decision. Also, while I've been talking, this is my body language. It's not very helpful to her. No whining. Good. So when your dog relaxes and settles to some degree, then you can relax. So mirror your dog. If your dog is excited and intense, whatever you're doing, you need to have straight spine, hips, feet, hips apart, strong, confident stance. When your dog settles a little bit, you can settle. She's concerned about Chris, who's working at the computer. Good. It took long enough. Now, I may not get a DOW. Oh, no. So see my feet face her directly again. And maybe she's so excited she can't face forward. She can't face towards her friend. And that's okay. She can face the wall. Hey, there we go. So, these are the hard things everybody misses in our very fast-paced nowadays type of lifestyle. I know it's tough, but these are the little things that matter. Julie doesn't have a super calm off button to begin with, so you don't magically want a calm dog, you just want a calmer dog. And I'm not going to open the door when she's whining, so I do got to get rid of that. And I have a choice. I can wait her out. I prefer to wait 60 seconds to 2 minutes and then kind of surprise. Oh, she blinked. It was like it wasn't even there though. Did you notice that? It was at 13. She's still got some whining. But now I'm going to wait another 60 seconds. I'm going to go way down to a 6. And I'm going to hold down. Look at that. That's her training. She's not magically calm. So higher level, my 14, knock it off. Still looking at me like what? Low level hold downs. Low is like 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on the dog. Can help the dog process anxiety better because it's more guidance based. You throw in a few corrections just to mix it up. Look at her thinking. Off the button. She didn't put her head down that time. Probably didn't help that this one put her head down facing her. So I'm just going to give her a second. I'm not going to communicate again right away. This I would usually take. No whining. Minor distraction with Chris moving around. But good doggies. But if I wanted even more, like, look at those hips. Those hips are ready to bounce out the door. So I'm going to ask for even more. I'm just going to hold down. Off the button. So she's thinking of it as increasing focus rather than putting her head down again. So I'm just going to play while I've got you guys here. So especially because I haven't got any footage of her, and I haven't been this diligent about it either, except when she was doing playstration. She's been there and she's been here, and I've had to do this to calm her down with the whining, and then she does pretty solid, but it's always about 5-10 minutes of this kind of stuff. So on the button again, I'm at a 10 now, which is a little high usually for this, but see how she's like, what do you want? I'm not going to tell her. She's going to figure it out. I'm going to go back down again. On the button. There we go. I actually did a scroll up that time. So that was fancy work. She's at a 15. I started at, I forget what I started at. I think it was a 6. While I was holding down the button, I scrolled up slowly, and I finally got a head down. Tiny hip change, I think, but not much. So maybe this is as good as it gets. I'll take it. But this is the kind of chipping away at anxiety the e-collar is really good for when you don't want to constantly do leash pressure work and body language work. Let's go. Calm
and they're both actually much calmer and being more respectful initially, so all that work pays off in many areas.
Relationship issues in the house. You should not pet your dog that has anything to do with excitement. Your dog should be calm, and then when you pet your dog, it should be a soothing massage, like it shouldn't make them get excited. Today we were working with Mouse with her family on affection, and she was nice and calm. As soon as he started petting her, his fingers were moving quickly. She got really, really excited. I was like, slow your fingers down. Make it like a massage. The vast majority of the time, you want to be associated with calm, not excitement. Excitement is the death of all relationships with difficult dogs in general. And if you have an easy dog and that's not an issue, then ignore me. If you're happy with your crazy happy dog that bounces all over the place but still sits when you say sit and it's not an issue and you don't care, then don't listen to me. This isn't for you. But I don't get it. Any dogs like that. I know they exist, but I don't see them very often. We did have one recently, a doodle named Bailey. It was amazing. I loved her. We spoiled her a little. We tried not to, but it was hard. But I don't see a lot of dogs like that. I mostly see dogs like Thule. So if you own a dog like Thule, until she gets old, like my border collie Dusty, you're always wondering, like, what am I nurturing? You're always asking, what am I nurturing? And if she was calm and I decide to pet her or tell her let's go, and she gets excited or jumps up or like from a down, like woohoo, what could you do different to calm that down? And for a lot of the dogs, that just means doing it again. We get a lot of pop-ups, especially with the bully breeds. They're like woohoo, and they pop out of place to go outside. The bully breeds and the shepherds, I don't know what Thule is. She's a miss. That's what she is. You know what she kind of looks like? I just realized she kind of looks like a small Kelpie. But anyway, I forget what mix they think she is. But anyway, if you have a dog that seems calm, they're just in a down, and you're like, let's go, or heel, and they're like, zoom. It's like turn around, go back to place, go back to down, do it again. Let's go. They pop up, turn around, you do a circle, put them right back where they were, rinse and repeat until they walk out of their down rather than hop out of their down. That is called, it's transition. That combined with how often you represent excitement.
Combined with what you saw me do.
That I can honestly say that's 60-70% of your training with your dog. And everything else will become easier, fall into place completely. You'll still have a few nagging things like reactivity or something like that, but it will change the way your dog listens to you. Will change dramatically when all of the three things that I just mentioned,
which is the not representing excitement, always calming the dog back down when they want something, like you saw me do with Thule. That's for everything, for every threshold, for every leash up, out of crate, when you get home, all of that. So you don't nurture excitement. It's for transitions, when you release them to get up. How? There they go. How are they being released? You know, how are they just bouncing up and then you go ahead and continue to move forward? Because if you do, you're praising the excited state of mind. It's like, no, you turn around, have them lay down or place or settle again, and you repeat that over and over until they walk up or out. And then the other thing is to control the excitement that you do create. So they should be calm, and then you can get them excited and play, but then you need to bring them back down. And then when you put the toy away, in a toy box, you need to make sure they're not still thinking about the toy or thinking about following you around, because then their brain is in forward motion, and then that loads and loads.
Dakota, easy. Good girl. Good job, Dakota. Thule, you are such a funny dog. Dakota, out. Go on, out. It's never good, a tight space.
Good for dogs that can be easily triggered or insecure, so we just want the other dog to give space. And then that way Thule can continue to relax and have a great time with Dakota and not feel like she's in a tight space, threatened. But anyway, just to jump back to what I was talking about before, you know, you always want to make sure your dog's brain is not in follower mode when you're walking around the house or done with play or done with a walk and take the leash off, things like that. Yes, you can redirect them to do something else, but it's better to teach them how you want them to deal with that moment, which is like, enough is enough. Go lay down, be calm. And it's not about you anymore. That's really where the art of having a calm indoor dog that can do more, handle more, problem solve more, that's the sweet spot. Anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. Obviously, all of this is not for every single dog. This is just for some of you out there that definitely need a little extra, which is pretty much all I see.